And I'm talking to you dummies that didn't have his baby, thought that he was to come up. Okay? Yeah, your ass about to come up to the bench and explain to the judge you ain't got no child support in years.
Hello, black hole. See this brother win, man. Hey, look, what is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? What is your win, babe?
Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our not Dolce & Gabbana earrings. Ooh, the quality on these is killing it, okay? And if you are not already a part of our book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue to talk about Bobby Womack's My Story. 1944 to 2014. The next step on the ladder for the Valentinos was when Sam put us on the Chitlin circuit, the name given to the black-only clubs down south during segregation. Chitlin meant pig intestines. It used to be the kitchen scraps served up to slaves once the plantation owner had gorged on a lean pork loin. It was cooked for hours, simmering on a low heat in a big pot. Man, it stunk up the place, and that's why I will never eat that shit. For all of yous who love it, Shasta La Vista, but I don't want to eat anything that smelled like bread. Before civil rights, we stuck to one side of the railway tracks, and the whites stuck to their side. We'd roll up in town in our big bus and set up in a club, or sometimes on an impromptu stage, maybe the bed of a farm truck. We do our stuff and split before the Klan had those crosses burning. The chitlin was real important because none of us was on TV. Few of us were getting much radio play. And sometimes it was the only way our fans got to see us perform. However, around this time, my older brother, Friendly Jr., decided he was through with the business. He said, I don't want to do it anymore. This ain't real. He'd got with a girl called Shirley. They married, and he didn't want to leave her while we were out on the road. He couldn't understand it. We just started to make it. But Friendly knew the life of a musician was a fickle business. He said, today we got this money, but yesterday we had nothing. Tomorrow we could be like today or all other yesterday. That's why it's important for you to save. Like you rappers and you NFL players, that's why I be telling you hoes, you'll never get pregnant by an NFL player. They crack one bone, a fibula, and then it's over. Rapper, you niggas need to go out here and buy some, what's the name of them things? Some wings to goes? All of y'all. Because today you rapping, tomorrow you ain't. Look at Fetty Wap. That Cyclops ain't had a hit and I can't remember. But he got a billion kids. You dummies, and I'm talking to you dummies that didn't have his baby, thought that he was to come up. Okay, yeah, your ass about to come up to the bench and explain to the judge why you ain't got no child support in years. But anyway, like I was saying, I understand which brother is this Friendly Jr. is talking about. Yeah, the money is here today, gone tomorrow. Yesterday we ain't had nothing. We got something today. Tomorrow could be yesterday. I get it. Sometime in 1964, the Valentinos were out in Atlanta, Georgia with Sam, Jackie Wilson, B.B. King, and a guy named Gorgeous George Odell. Gorgeous was some kind of character. He was smooth and a funny, good-looking guy who made his own outfits and could always lay his hands on a decent set of threads. Odell had got himself a young guitarist named Jimi Hendrix. Ooh, that Jimmy. Oh, I know you is somewhere in pickle heaven. Oh, my God, with all kinds of white women everywhere. Odell had got himself a young guitarist named Jimi Hendrix. I didn't know much about him then, but I knew he just had a bust up with the Isley Brothers and was selling his guitar playing to anyone who wanted it. Jimmy played so goddamn loud you couldn't hear no one else. He didn't just play rhythm or lead. At that time, you played the solo, and that was it. Jimmy would do the solo, play rhythm, play a solo on top of that, and a solo around that. It was too much for some of those cats who just wanted a pretty guitar sound in the background. Hendrix had hooked up with the Isley Brothers in New York after trying his luck with Sam. Jimmy had snared an old flame of Sam's called Faye Pridgeton. That's the lady. That is the super hoe. That's the super hoe, y'all. Like she was Corinne Steffens before there was a Corinne Steffens. Okay, but at least Corinne got paid. What's her name? Faye Pritchardson? All she wanted was to say, oh yeah, I got that pickle. That's all she wanted to do. That is the super duper hoe. She is the great godmother of hoes. Jimmy had snared an old flame of Sam's called Faye Pridgeton, and she had tried to get him a gig when Sam was playing in the Apollo. No dice. So he struck out as the Isley's guitarist. Jimmy had some kind of rep, but it wasn't much. Since quitting the Army in '62, he'd been playing around Nashville and the South. He'd got himself a couple of bands, including the King Casuals with his Army buddies and bassist, Billy Cox. Me and Jimmy were around the same age. He traveled with us on the bus, and I sat behind him every night. Not that I got much sleep. He had a white Telecaster with him all the while, and the only time he put it down was when he had to go to the bathroom. Hendrix ate, drank. Not that he did much of either of those. Slept and shit with that goddamn guitar in his hand. It was annoying, and I was a guitar player too. I'd get mad and scream, just put that fucking goddamn guitar down for an hour and a half. 15 minutes, Jimmy, please. But he never stopped. It just went on. Ching, ting, ting. Jimmy told me many times, you know, me and you are the only left-handed guitar players. You're worse than me. Your shit is fucked up. Look at your strings. You got the thing upside down. That was because Jimmy flipped his strings over, but I didn't. Just turned the guitar upside down, and that was it. I could tell what he was doing on the guitar, but he had no clue what I was doing. I was making up chords, and all of them were unorthodox. I always played that way. It was a big joke with Jimmy, who used to tell me, man, you play some beautiful chords. I told him about the piano player Floyd Kramer, who I got my style from. Jimmy didn't believe me. He said, but he's a piano player. Sometimes me and Jimmy used to sit backstage between shows and swap licks. That's how we became friends. I'd listen to him play, and he'd listen to me. We were both unique players, but the styles were so different. No one took Jimmy too seriously. In fact, most of us laughed at him. He looked like a beatnik in his raggedy old clothes. He never changed them, wore the same scruffy stuff day in, day out. Everyone on the bus took bets on when he was going to take a bath, but it was never anytime soon. Ugh. 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 Could you imagine? You know who they say be stinking? That fine ass Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is super fine. Like, to me, he is aging like gracefully for a white man. Not that Tom Cruise though. You know that Tom Cruise, he done got all the works done on his face. He didn't let that shit go. That's what he need to do, or stand down like another white man that aged very well. Sean Connery. Now, he dead now, but even with a bald head and you that damn fine, like all the 007s, ladies, or, you know, males, whatever it is, you know, you do, put down below a white man who is aging gracefully. Nothing fazed him. Oh man, you could cuss him out. say any damn thing, and he just come back at you with, you might be right, you might be wrong, but thank you. That sort of zen shit would make people mad, but he never got mad. People couldn't understand no one getting riled. The whole time out on the road, everyone would be freaking about something, and there would be Jimi in a haze of smoke in his own world.
He had a real quiet way about him. Jimi was an oddball in this gang of soul musicians, and he knew it. He said to me, "Hey man, I'm not bothering anyone. I'm just trying to make a living, just trying to find my corner. The whites don't want me because they feel I'm imitating them, and the blacks don't want me because they say I'm a misfit. I'm between a rock and a hard place." But he was cool with that and stuck to what he wanted, and I respected him for that. Gorgeous George would open up the show. He was a good performer, and I know he wanted to make it bad, but he just didn't have the pipes. George was also the MC, and he would change his sharp outfits 3 or 4 times during a show. So George would do his thing out front, making the ladies whoop, and behind him, you could see Jimi playing guitar with his teeth. People would shout and holler, and George thought it was the women screaming for him. Answer no. When George looked back, he would see Jimi playing with his teeth or with his Telecaster behind his neck, and it would drive Odell mad. Once they were off stage, he'd bawl Jimi out. George shouted, "You got one more time to pull that motherfucking shit on me. Man, this is my stage, and when I'm on it, this is my mother effing show." Jimi would smile to himself and argue that he was only trying to help the show, which would only rile George more. He'd start off again. "You're trying to steal my show. I don't need no help. I just want you to play rhythm guitar. When I see I'm in trouble, I'll call you and you can eat your guitar. But until then, next time I see you eat it, I'll push that thing down your throat. If you're hungry, eat something, not the guitar." Oh, yikes. Listen, y'all, this how green I am as far as musicianship. When he said, "eat the guitar," child, I thought that he was saying, "eat the guitar." Like, and threatening, like, "You keep messing with me, I'm going to make you eat that guitar." Breathing further, I'm like, wait a minute, I think "eat the guitar" means play the guitar. All my musicians, my guitarists that follow me, can you clarify that for me? What the heck does "eat the guitar" mean? Because I'm lost. Okay, so let me tell you about this story. Ooh, child. So look, you know, one of his brothers is gone because he done found this girl named Sharon or Shelly or something like that. And he said, "I'm out of here. You ain't going to be playing with my mind with this, show business mess. Okay, I'm going to have me a family and I'm going to live elsewhere. You can have it." But who is still there is his brother Harry. Okay. Now, what would happen is the people would play a night and they would get paid. And because there weren't any banks or, accounting going on, the people would get their money each night and stash it wherever you put it, whether it be in your sock, in your drum, in your balls, in your wisdom tooth, wherever you put it. One day, Bobby's brother Harry's money ended up missing. One night, we were all backstage pulling on our stage gear, and my brother Harry hid his stash, put the money he had earned from the tour in one of his shoes. I guess his pants were too tight to carry his roll. It was maybe a couple of $100, a lot then. The Valentinos went on and did their bit, but when we came back after the show, Harry couldn't find his money. It was gone, and Harry went mad. Then he accused Jimi of stealing it. Jimi denied it straight out, but Harry was adamant. I said, "Man, did you see Jimi take it?" "Bobby, you supposed to be with your brother Harry, not the Jimi." Harry said, "No, but I saw him looking at me." That's good enough reason to me. Well, Jimi looks at everybody strange. Don't accuse him if you ain't seen him. Harry said, "Man, I ain't got no money. It's all my money gone." Out on the road, there weren't any managers or financial advisors tipping you to a hot investment. You got paid, then you stashed your money. Then you spent it. The night after Harry's money was stolen, I woke up on the bus. It must have been late because everyone was asleep. Harry reached up and got Jimmy's guitar down from the luggage rack, turned and threw it right out of one of those windows. And that bus was traveling. It was going flat out. The guitar must have smashed to pieces on that highway. Man, that broke my heart. I loved my brother, but was also a guitarist. I knew the special. Oh, pause. Ain't your brother a guitarist, Bobby? Ain't Harry a guitarist? Or ain't all five of y'all guitarists? Man, that broke my heart. I loved my brother, but was also a guitarist, and I knew the special relationship Jimmy would have had with that guitar. It would have been irreplaceable. So was Harry's money. Harry's money was irreplaceable. Jimmy knew it was Harry that dumped his axe, but he couldn't prove it. Much like Harry couldn't prove Jimmy had stolen money from him. For the rest of the tour, they would keep out of each other's way. Harry would glare at Jimmy and Jimmy glared back. That's kind of hard to believe because Jimi Hendrix is a Sagittarian, and them Sagittarians be killers. Now they be gamblers, womanizers, drug abusers, and la-da-da-da-da. But that was it. George got Jimmy another guitar from someplace, and the bus and us rode on to another town. Sam Cooke asked me to join his band after he got back from a trip to Europe in 1962. He wanted to stir things up a bit, get some youth and a bit of snap in his band. Our first recording together was Twisting the Night Away, which reached 9 on the charts the same year. It was also the closest thing to rock and roll that Sam had recorded. We made a record, then hit the road to take it to the people live. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit Up Top Beauty for our not Dolce and Gabbana earrings. I think I got them on wrong, y'all. I think I'm supposed to put them on the other. I'm going to do them the other way the next video. Anyway, people, remember this. The same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves. You babies, have a good one. Peace.